Visit ccgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Check video description or visit CCG Castle for more.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at post-rotation Pikachu&Zekrom and Zapdos deck. This is going to be my version of the deck list, at least for now. Early stage of the game, I should say that. I'm new to that format. I still didn't do too much homework, I guess. This is going to be the deck list that I'm probably going to use, and I will try to, tweak it, test it a little bit more, and see how far I can go with it. In my opinion, it is a very interesting deck list with a lot of potential. I kind of like that circuitry as a tech with a Dazzle Blast, mainly because, if our opponent won't be able to switch. And we know that losing Guzma without switch cards and escape ropes, our opponents might not be able to attack if they are under confusion. I mean, they can still attack, but they need to flip a heads on the coin flip. So, kind of like that Dazzle Blast, attack and circuitry as a tech. Pretty much standard Pokemon lineup, I should say that. I'm running 2 copies of the DNGX with 2 copies of Pikachu&Zekrom, 1 copy of Tapu Koko with the Dance of the Ancients, 1 circuitry as a tech, and then 3 copies of each Zapdos, Jirachi, 1 Absol with Dark Ambition, and also 1 copy of Mew with the Bench Barrier, and 1 Zeraora with a Thunderclap Zone for free retreat. And overall, that's the Pokemon lineup. Still, I'm running 11 energies as I did before rotation. Stadium lineup also stays the same in my deck list, so 1 Thunder Mountain and 1 Viridian Forest. The reason why I'm running 2 Stadium cards and not only 1 Thunder Mountain is mainly for that Stadium War. If you run only 1 Stadium, and if your opponent also plays 1 Stadium, and if you first play Thunder Mountain, and if he discarded Stadium, you're definitely going to be in trouble. Then I'm running 3 copies of Switch cards, as well as 3 copies of Escape Board, 4 copies of Pokemon Communication with 2 copies of Electromagnetic Radar. That's the way to find Pokemons. 4 copies of Electro Power for extra damage, and also 4 custom catchers, so we can catch something on our opponent bench. In addition to that, for the draw support, I have 4 Cynthias and 4 Lilies, just in case. I think that's probably too much, but for the consistency, I guess 1 Erica's Hospitality, and then 3 copies of Walter, and 11 energies as I mentioned it earlier in this video. There can also be, I can probably take a couple more cards in this build. For example, Marshadow is the way to go. I really like the new Marshadow. The new Marshadow is not that bad, right? With that powerful ability, resetting Hole, which says that once during a turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you might discard any Stadium card in play, and if you do that, you can discard this Pokemon and all cards attached to it. With Red Knuckles, if your opponent's active Pokemon is an Ultra Beast, this attack does 60 more damage, actually 70 in total. I guess I should try to find space for the Marshadow. I decided to go with a Circuitry as a tech because I'm running 2 copies of Stadiums. But probably if I decide to go only with 1 Stadium card, and if I decide to go with Viridian Forest, actually with Thunder Mountain and not with Viridian Forest, I will probably take that Marshadow only. And then I will have Marshadow in the deck list as well. If I decide to remove Circuitry, I will probably consider adding another Zeraora, so I can have 2 copies of Zeraora in the build as well. That's also a potential upgrade. Then maybe I even decide to add, 1 more switch if I can find space for it. It's obviously that I can, probably by removing maybe even Erica's Hospitality. But I like the fact that you can have 4 Lilies and 4 Cynthias here, just for the extra draw support. Something also tells me that maybe running 4 copies of Electromagnetic Radar wouldn't be that bad as well, just because we can hit that turn 1, the Dean. So in my opinion, if I do that, I'm probably not gonna need 4 copies of Lily. I might just switch to 2 copies of Erica. Maybe I decide to cut 2 copies of Lily and then just add electromagnetic raiders. I'm still not sure about that, but something tells me that maybe in the later stage of the game, Lily won't be that good as Erica might be, especially if we will try to get that second custom catcher. But since we already run like 3 copies of Jirachi and 3 copies of Switch cards, we can always try to find a way to, switch between them and try to dig out that second custom catcher, which is very important. Deck list can definitely be upgraded. It should be upgraded, and it will be upgraded. And right now I have even one more card than I should have. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to build it perfectly and probably upload it later on the channel as well. Not tomorrow, but maybe with a couple of weeks or so when I test a little bit more and when I see what will be the best way to go. This is one of the decks that's probably going to be the top tier deck on the World Championship, so you can definitely expect it to see on the Worlds as well. Anyways, guys, let's move on to the game test so you can actually see this deck in action, so see you in the game. Alright, so starting another game here. Hopefully this time we're going to have much better hand, much more luck, and anything that goes with that. So I'm starting second, which is not that bad. And yeah, this is much better. There's a Volkner, there's a Jirachi, double Zapdos, and Pikachu&Zekrom. So this definitely looks good for me. This is definitely looking good for me. I also have Cynthia plus Volkner, so 2 different supporters, plus that switch, which means that I can start applying pressure in the early stage of the game. Then that's the most important thing. And I'm just wondering if I should consider benching down Pikachu&Zekrom or maybe just skipping it for now. Oh my goodness. Hitmonlee, Mr. Mime, skip a block, doesn't matter too much for me, but yeah, I mean, my Pikachu&Zekrom is weak on this deck. And I guess I'm gonna have to play with the Zapdos just to bypass it, because Hitmonchan can actually hit heavy. I mean, 30, 40 with the Stadium, that's already 40, and the end 60. And Choice been like 90, so 180, and maybe he can throw down Kukui for extra damage. Yeah, he can have a lot of damage done to my. If this Pokemon is reactive, Pokemon is damage down by opponent's attack, even if it's knocked down, put 3 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Alright, interesting, so I'm gonna take some punishment here, I guess. Stellar Wish into the skateboard. Well, for turn 1 it's not that bad, right? What are we gonna do here? We're gonna play Volkner turn 1 for that Electro Power energy thing. I really want to start applying as much pressure as I can, so I can retreat, throw down Electro Power, hit for 110, and knock my opponent Dragon out. So, I took 3 damage counters, but not a big deal. I mean, especially because I have resistance and hit and run Hitmonchan can't hit for too much. I mean, just for 20, just for 10 actually, which is not something huge. On the other side of the field, there's a switch available in my hand. I can play that switch, or switch to my Jirachi, then I can use my Stellar Wish. The best thing is that I also have Viridian Forest in play, meaning that I can throw my energy from the hand for another one, attach it to the another Zapdos, try to use advantage of that, maybe for the late game Tapu Koko play. Alright, so energy for Hitmonlee. And he is definitely preparing knockout maybe versus that Jirachi on the bench. Something tells me this is probably gonna happen. Or maybe he even knocked the Zapdos out. Alright, Viridian Forest. Literally for nothing. Switch into Jirachi, and then it's time for a Cynthia. Maybe I can find a pair of custom catchers, who knows. Stellar Wish into the switch. Alright, I guess I'm gonna try to dig a little bit more here and maybe try to find another custom catcher. So I can maybe knock that Hitmonlee out if it's possible. So Stellar Wish into the Electro Power. Well, okay, I mean, I'm pretty happy with Electro Power, to be honest. Mainly because I can switch hit with my Zapdos. And once again knock that Pheromosa out. It is very important for me to keep going on with the prize cards, so 110. The main reason for that is my opponent is still playing with the Guzmas and with stuff like that. There's even a Tapu Lele with the magical swap, so I really don't want to waste my time not being able to one-hit knock out something out, because it's gonna be literally a nightmare to get two custom catchers at the same time for the knockout against something. Right now he can use special combo and he can snipe one of my benched Pokemons for 90. I can expect to see knockout versus this Jirachi with a skateboard. I already burned 2 switch cards, which means that I still have only 2 of them left. Wall of Stone, Stack Attacker. Alright, with 120 HP and then with literally that Wall of Stone, it can actually make me a problem. Yeah, as expected, Naka versus that Jirachi on the bench. Xurkitree would be awesome here. Literally, Xurkitree would be awesome here. So what are we gonna do here? We're gonna use a Pokemon Communication in exchange for something like Xurkitree. So I'm gonna try maybe even to Cablegram him here. Then I'm gonna use Electromagnetic Radar for Lighting Energy, and for I can grab 2 GX Pokemons, right? Yeah, I'm gonna need to discard that custom catcher from my hand. I mean, I could do that a little bit better, I guess, but it's okay. I'm trading my Pikachu&Zekrom into the Tapu Koko. Ready for that energy attachment, as well as the Dean GX play. I need literally switch, and I couldn't get one. So, Dance of the Ancients. I can attach some energies here. I can put another Zapdos on the bench, throw down that Electro Power, use Lily as well. No sign of the... Alright, so I guess I'm just gonna hit for 40 for now, and that's gonna be it. Hitting for 40, I guess. And there's a Guzman. Alright, 40 Hitmonchan. And he decided to knock the Xurkitree out, possibly. But the problem is that he can go only for 100, hit and run. And still, he's retreating down to the Stack Attacker. Luckily I have Electro Power available, as well as energy to be attached, plus that Erika's Hospitality. And I can draw so many resources. And I need to cablegram here. That's the only thing that I can do right now. Hit for 130. I can expect maybe another snipe on the bench with the Hitmonlee. And how many? Yeah, 4 electro powers in my discard pile. That is a lot. I have 0 electro powers left. And there's a Hitmonlee. So probably he might even decide to snipe my Zapdos on the bench. But the problem is that he definitely needs to take the knockout versus Circuitry, because Circuitry will just keep going on knocking his Pokemons out. Finishing combo, you can use this attack only if your Hitmonlee use special combo. So next turn he can try to use that finishing combo with a Hitmonlee. So I need to find a way, special combo for the knockout against my Jirachi. Will I be able to top deck maybe a custom catcher play here? Nope. Alright, but the thing that's gonna help me here will definitely be a Mew. And then I can throw that Pikachu&Zekrom out from my deck, because obviously I'm not gonna need it. Other than that, I will use advantage of the stadium as well. I'm gonna throw that electromagnetic Raider as well from my hand. I guess I'm not gonna need one of those Cynthia cards. And there are actually 2 custom catchers left. So theoretically I can attach my energy somewhere like on the Dean. And then I can try literally to play a Lily and maybe get... Well, there's just a Walkner. Alright, so cablegram, I guess. I'm hitting for like 100. I'm going down to 2 prizes. And yeah, I'm 2 prizes away from the victory. Literally here. There is a Nazball. Finishing combo can't deal damage onto my bench, which means that my opponent can just try maybe to knock me out with that spinning attack. Maybe he will try to do something else. Maybe he's ready for the Guzma play. Maybe even for that damage swap. One thing is for sure, next turn I have Walkner available, meaning that I can grab another pair of custom catcher, and then I can pull the knockout versus... Probably... I might even consider going for that Hitmonchan, to be honest. Hitmonchan can swing for 50, 80, for 160, so he have knockout versus the Dean GX, which is very risky and very scary, especially if he can knock him out very soon, and if I miss knockout versus that Hitmontop. And yeah, he used the finishing combo, so I literally have no options right now available to go for the one-hit knockout versus that Hitmontop. So I think I'm probably just gonna use my GX, and I will try to paralyze my opponent Hitmontop here. Literally, this is the only available option for me. Meanwhile, I'm also gonna use that... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Yep. Yeah, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, never mind. Alright, boys, never mind. He got me there, definitely. So I'm ready for that Tringler return. Yeah, I'm gonna hit for 50, I'm gonna paralyze him, and I'm gonna promote something in the front. If he is hitting me for 50 with the Hitmonchan, and if that damage can be reduced, well, I guess I'm gonna promote the Zapdos. He should be safe in the front because of the resistance. So he definitely needs Guzma, or a skateboard, for example, which I completely forget about. Still, he don't have enough damage for the knockout, that's for sure. Meaning that I'm gonna probably have knockout next turn. Actually, I'm not gonna have knockout next turn. I'm gonna need those custom catchers. I'm gonna need custom catcher plays so badly. Yeah, I still can't allow my opponent to take a prize card here. It is so important not to allow him to take a prize card. So he played that escape rope, and I just promoted a fresh 110 HP Zapdos without energy card. It doesn't matter too much because we have energy available in a hand, and not one, but actually two of them. There is also a switch card available, so I can even consider switching into another Zapdos and hitting with another Zapdos, so hit and run for 30. Not too much, but still. Lily has a top deck, so we're gonna safely return that card back. This is gonna be energy attachment, and then I'm gonna play my switch into the fully HP Zapdos, and after that I'm gonna put down the Dean GX. And I'm hoping to find two custom catchers. There we go, I have two custom catcher cards available. And I can take the knockout versus something. I can swing only for 80. And the only Pokemon that I can knock out right now is this Hitmontop. Literally, he is the only one that can be knocked out. Or actually, I can even go for that Mr. Mime. But my target should be that Hitmontop for now, because he can actually swing for the damage, for example. And other than that, I'm also going to play Cynthia, just to have maybe... Oh, no, the last custom catcher actually is already being used. And another energy card. Alright. Yeah, 3 custom catchers in this pile. There's no way to get another one for the knockout versus that Mr. Mime. Which means that I'm gonna need to play switch, hit. But obviously, I'm just gonna go with Thunderous Assault, and I will force my opponent to switch, actually to retreat. I'm gonna need Absol. Absol will be my best bet here, so we'll definitely need Absol. We'll definitely need Absol. Another switch into Hitmonlee, who can't swing on the bench because of the Mew. So he made a mistake there. That was obviously a mistake. So probably he's just gonna concede the game after this turn because there is a Guzma. Alright, so for the Zapdos once again. And what my opponent will probably try to do, he will try to maybe use Magical Swap next turn in order to knock that Mew out. But it's really interesting because he had option to hit for 50 my Mew, and he didn't do that. And it's really hard to explain why he didn't do that. It doesn't matter too much, obviously, it doesn't matter. So I'm definitely ready for that retreat, because if I attack with this Zapdos, he would be knocked out anyways. And then I'm just gonna Thunderous Assault my opponent for like 80. And I'm taking 3 damage counters. Right now I have like 30, 30, and 90. I have like 150 damage, which means that he can use Magical Swap if he wants. And there is Escape a Rope. Again, another Zapdos will be promoted in the front, no doubt about that. And hit and run for 30. There we go. Next turn he can Magical Swap if he wants. But it even doesn't matter too much, because right now I have Switch, and I can basically knock my opponent and Dragon out with my Thunderous Assault and take the last prize card in the game. And the best thing that can happen, he can put 3 damage counters into my Zapdos, so he can also knock him out. But I'm taking my last prize card, and I'm also winning the game. So, yeah, actually, I win the game, which is really amazing. 18 minutes of battle. Managed to beat my opponent, Hitmonchan Hit and Run deck, with Dragon as a tech, also with the Victini. Really cool deck. It might be good for the post rotation, maybe, maybe not. It won't lose too many cards. Still, there will be Tapu Lele, still there will be a Victini, Dragon, for example, Mr. Mime, all 3 copies of Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, and Hitmontop. Jirachi will stay, also Stack Attack. I mean, very interesting deck list. Of course, it will lose some of setup cards like Ultra Ball, Nazball. Yeah, that's probably gonna be the toughest problem for this deck. But overall, that's the GG, my friend. So you can actually see that post-rotation Zapdos is very strong and it works good. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. So have a nice day and goodbye.